Hi guys, welcome to the Thinking Crypto channel. I hope you're doing well. On this channel, we cover the crypto news and we interview many of the folks who are building and investing in the crypto asset class. Please hit that thumbs up button. Let's get to over 500 likes. Leave a comment below and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Guys, Bitcoin continues to hover in the $10,000 price range. Not much movement, kind of moving sideways right now. And as I've been talking about on this channel for the past week or so, this is not reason to panic. This is not a reason to get emotional. You have to look at the macro level trends. And here we got some data from PlanB, who's of course the creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow model, and everything is still on track. So the little micro roller coaster moves that we see, the high volatility, is nothing, in comparison to the macro level trends. So you got to keep that in mind. So here's the tweet. Bitcoin 200-week moving average at $6,600 and increasing around $200 per month. BTC 200-week moving average never goes down. BTC monthly close has never been below 200 weekly moving average. Note BTC $1,000 struggle in March 2017. So I always tell you guys to go back and look at the history, look at the data, look at the trends, not your emotions, but what are the trends? How do the market cycles play out, right? In bull, bear, and accumulation phases. Right now, we are at the start of the Bitcoin, or I should say crypto bull market, because the Bitcoin halving took place in May. And as you can see here, we are slowly working our way up, and like PlanB said here, look at what took place in March 2017. So you had your mini roller coaster rides on the way up. So that's why you have to look at this from a macro perspective, not a weekly and daily, because those moves are tiny specks, tiny blips on the macro level chart, right? You don't see them at all when you're looking at from this level. And I'm a big believer in the stock to flow model. And if we follow the trends historically, we see, once again, we are at the cusp of that bull markets really getting into full force here. And we're going to go through our red dot phase and then into the orange and then into the green and all that stuff. So I'm excited for the future of the market and certainly looking at these macro level trends. So these things that happen right now, people getting emotional and all bearish and worried, it's like, really, it's either you're new to the market or you really don't understand market cycles. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't take the time to do that, to learn this type of information. That's why I share it on my channel, so you guys can think about this differently. And those of you who've been in the market for a while, I think you get it. This is more for the new folks who may not have done any investing before and don't study these trends and market cycle data. So I'm also looking at the Bitcoin halving, right? So we've seen the different volatility cycles on the way up. And once again, macro level, these pullbacks, these red candles and all that stuff, they become these tiny specks, these little blips on the chart here. And we are expecting between an $80,000 to $100,000 Bitcoin price in the next parabolic run up. Will it absolutely hit that price? I don't know. No one can predict that. So if anyone says, 100% guarantee that's going to happen, they're lying to you. No one can call the top, but certainly we can expect a higher price. I do believe it has the potential to hit at least 80,000 because of the demand we're seeing from institutional investors and corporates who are putting their treasury reserves in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is the rising tide that moves all boats right now, or lifts all boats, I should say, and all coins are going to follow. So we just got to ride through the market cycles. So I hope you guys get that. If you have any questions, certainly leave them below. Happy to answer any questions around the market cycles. But as you can see, we are on track when you look at the trend lines, and Bitcoin has been never broken that 200 weekly moving average, and we see the supply and demand economics kicking in here. Moving ahead, guys, so we got a warning here from Microsoft, and if you're running Microsoft Windows or whatever it may be, this is important, guys. So Microsoft warns digital currency owners to be aware of new malware, and they tweeted about this, Microsoft Security Intelligence, saying a new info stealing malware we first saw being sold in the cybercriminal underground in June is now actively distributed in the wild. The malware is called Anubis and uses code forked from low-key malware to steal system info, credentials, credit card details, cryptocurrency wallets. So guys, if you're running Windows, please be wary of this. Run virus checks. Make sure you're not downloading anything that's, you don't know about, or it just looks fishy. You know what I mean? So be sure to keep an eye on that. So according to MSI, Microsoft Security Intelligence, it first discovered the malware in June in the cybercriminal underground, and it was the same name. It has the same name with another potent banking Trojan that has been targeting Android smartphones for months. So certainly want to be careful here. Certain websites trick people into downloading Anubis, then the malware steals information and sends these to command and control servers via an HTTP post command. MSI says it will continue to monitor the threat. Cybersecurity experts suggested that the way to avoid the download is not to click on any email that seems fishy, because the original code, low-key, used social engineering techniques to target its victims, sending attachments via email, which once clicked on would install the malware. So certainly want to be careful here, guys, and heed this advice, because you don't want to lose your crypto, to something like this. And obviously make sure you have your codes and everything backed up, and you're using multi authentication factors. So whether it be code sent to your phone, Google Authenticator, IP whitelisting, things along those lines, and don't use an email that you give out publicly for your accounts, right? So keep those things private. That's the precautions I personally take on my end. Moving ahead, SEC's Hester Peirce, known as Crypto Mom, said the following on DeFi, decentralized finance. I think it's going to be challenge the way we regulate, and DeFi opens up just another can of worms here, guys, because there's so many things attached to DeFi, and they're going to look at ways to regulate DeFi, and they're taking notice. It's in the early days, but they're going to have to work this out, because it's not just crypto. With decentralized finance and lending and borrowing and loans and all that stuff now, it's very, very complex, and the reporting and the regulation and the taxes and all that. So let's see what they come up with. But I personally haven't done any type of like yield farming or anything like that. I've been testing out a few things, but haven't been actively doing anything, because I believe DeFi is in 1.0 and there's flaws and there's issues, and we've seen some hacks. And I've kind of hit the pause button or hit the brakes on there, going further into that. I was testing a few things, but not right now. I think I'm going to come back to it when it's maybe version 2.0, when a lot of the flaws have been fixed. So guys, what do you think about this news? Are you looking at things macro level? I certainly am. And I believe these little drops and pullbacks, this is just par for the course. We've seen it before. Well, if you've been in the market for a while, if you're new, this is not new for us who have been here for a while. And I highly suggest don't look at daily and weekly charts unless you're day trading. That's different. But if you're holding long term for higher prices, daily and weekly charts are a waste of your time. Look macro level trends, and that will help you to have some perspective, help you to understand where we've come from and where we are going. So guys, leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you all later.